Your soulmate read one small detail about you today. Now they can't stop thinking about you. My beloved child. Don't skip, because what you are about to hear is not an ordinary love story. It began with something so small that almost anyone else would have ignored it. A single detail. A quiet fact. A tiny piece of who you are. Yet the moment your soulmate came across it today, everything inside them shifted. They tried to move on with their day, but their thoughts kept returning to you again and again. They asked themselves why such a simple detail felt so impossible to forget. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But somehow, it reached a place in their heart they had been protecting for a very long time. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and the final revelation will completely change the way you look at this story. Right now, your soulmate is replaying that moment over and over, wondering why one tiny discovery has suddenly made your presence feel so real, even from a distance. Every distraction they try only brings them back to the same question. Why can't I stop thinking about this person? They don't even have the answer yet, and that mystery is exactly what is pulling them closer with every passing moment. There is something fascinating about the smallest details. People remember grand speeches for a day, but sometimes they remember one honest sentence for a lifetime. Today, your soulmate discovered that one unforgettable detail about you, and it quietly challenged everything they thought they knew. It wasn't about perfection. It wasn't about appearance. It wasn't about success. It was something genuine, something that revealed your heart without trying to impress anyone. That unexpected discovery made them pause. They stopped what they were doing, stared into space, and suddenly imagined conversations that had never happened. They pictured moments they had never shared. They even caught themselves smiling for no clear reason before asking, "Why am I reacting like this?" Don't skip, because this is only the beginning. The answer hasn't fully reached them yet. Their mind keeps searching for reasons, but their heart has already made a decision that logic cannot explain. Somewhere deep inside, they feel as though this tiny detail has connected them to a future they never expected to imagine. They cannot explain why your name keeps echoing in their thoughts, why ordinary moments suddenly remind them of someone they wish they understood better. Every hour that passes makes the feeling stronger instead of weaker, and that is exactly why today became so unforgettable. Now listen carefully, because the next few moments are where everything begins to change. While your soulmate keeps trying to understand these emotions, another realization is quietly forming. They are beginning to notice that this wasn't simply curiosity. It was recognition. The kind that arrives without permission and refuses to leave. Something inside them keeps whispering that there is more to your story than they first believed. They feel as if one hidden chapter is still waiting to be opened, and every instinct tells them not to ignore it. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The biggest surprise has not been revealed yet. In the next chapter of this journey, an unexpected discovery will force them to question every assumption they have made about you, and one conversation they never planned to have will suddenly become impossible to avoid. They will try to resist it. They will tell themselves they're imagining things. But the more they fight these thoughts, the stronger they become. And when they finally uncover the truth behind the tiny detail that captured their attention today, nothing about the way they see you will ever feel the same again. A strange feeling refuses to leave them now. Every time they try to convince themselves that it was only a passing thought, another memory pulls them right back to you. Don't skip, because this is where everything starts becoming impossible for them to ignore. They begin noticing little reminders of you in the most unexpected places. A familiar phrase, a song playing in the background, a conversation between strangers, even a quiet moment when everything around them should feel normal. None of it feels ordinary anymore. They keep asking themselves why someone they barely understand suddenly feels so significant. What they don't realize is that the tiny detail they discovered today unlocked a question they have been carrying inside for much longer than they knew. It made them wonder if they have been looking at the wrong things all along. Instead of chasing perfection, they suddenly find themselves searching for authenticity, and every path seems to lead back to you. Their heart keeps creating imaginary conversations, wondering what they would say if they had the chance to stand in front of you without fear or hesitation. They picture your reaction, your smile, your silence, and somehow every possibility feels meaningful. They even surprise themselves by protecting your image whenever someone speaks casually about relationships, because somewhere inside, they already feel that you are different. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The next realization is far more powerful than the first one, and once it reaches them, there will be no way to return to the person they were yesterday. What makes this even more surprising is that your soulmate isn't only thinking about you, they are quietly changing because of you. Without realizing it, they begin questioning old habits, old fears, and old decisions. They start wondering whether they have been hiding behind excuses instead of following what their heart has been trying to tell them. The tiny detail they learned about you has become a mirror, reflecting parts of themselves they never wanted to face. It reminds them that genuine people still exist, and that thought alone shakes something deep inside. Don't skip, because the story is about to take a turn nobody expects. They try distracting themselves with work, responsibilities, and daily routines, but your presence continues appearing in their thoughts without invitation. Even when they finally manage to focus on something else, your memory quietly returns stronger than before. They cannot explain why this keeps happening, and that mystery is becoming impossible to ignore. Every passing hour adds another unanswered question. Why did this happen today? Why did such a small detail carry so much emotional weight? Why does it suddenly feel like the universe placed this moment directly in front of them for a reason? These questions grow louder with every heartbeat, and although they still don't have the answers, they have stopped pretending they don't care. Deep inside, they know that whatever is unfolding now is only the beginning of something much greater than either of you expected. Now the silence becomes louder than words. Instead of running away from these feelings, your soulmate starts listening to them. They replay everything they learned today, searching for hidden meaning, and with every replay another layer reveals itself. The detail that first caught their attention no longer feels small, it feels like the first page of an unfinished story. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A moment is approaching when they will no longer be satisfied with simply wondering about you. Curiosity is transforming into determination. They feel an unexpected pull to learn more, to understand more, and to discover whether the connection they sense is real or only a feeling they can no longer control. That decision will change everything. The walls they spent so long building around their heart are beginning to crack, not because someone forced them to, but because one unexpected discovery made them realize that some people arrive in life so quietly that they don't seem important at first, until they become impossible to forget. And just when they think they finally understand why you have occupied every corner of their mind today, one completely unexpected revelation is about to appear. One that will leave them questioning whether this meeting of hearts was ever a coincidence at all. Everything becomes even more intense when your soulmate finally stops fighting their own thoughts. Instead of pushing your memory away, they allow themselves to explore why your presence suddenly feels so important. Don't skip, because this is the turning point they never expected. They replay that tiny detail again and again, but this time they notice something they completely missed before. It wasn't the detail itself that captured their heart, it was what it revealed about the kind of person you truly are. For the first time in a long while, they feel inspired instead of uncertain. They begin wondering how many other beautiful qualities have remained hidden beneath the surface, waiting for someone to notice. That single thought refuses to leave them. They imagine what it would be like to hear your voice during an ordinary day, to laugh over something simple, or to sit in complete silence without needing to explain anything. Suddenly, those ordinary moments feel more valuable than all the excitement they once chased. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are beginning to realize that the strongest connections are never built on grand moments alone. Sometimes they begin with one overlooked detail that quietly changes the direction of an entire heart. Every hour makes that realization stronger, and every attempt to forget only reminds them how deeply your story has already settled inside their mind. A new emotion quietly takes its place inside them, anticipation. It is no longer enough to simply think about you. Now they want to understand you. They find themselves wondering what shaped your heart, what dreams keep you awake at night, and what silent battles have made you stronger without anyone noticing. Don't skip, because the next revelation changes everything. They start recognizing that they have been measuring people by the wrong standards for far too long. The qualities they once believed mattered most suddenly seem insignificant compared to the honesty they sensed in that one small detail about you. That discovery begins rewriting the picture they have of their future. Instead of imagining someone perfect, they begin imagining someone real, someone whose quiet strength speaks louder than appearances ever could. This unexpected shift surprises even them. Their closest thoughts are now filled with questions they cannot answer. What if this feeling wasn't random? What if today happened exactly when it was supposed to? What if that tiny discovery was the beginning of a story neither of you saw coming? The more they search for logical explanations, the less satisfied they become. Their heart keeps pulling them toward possibilities their mind cannot explain, and that invisible pull grows stronger with every passing moment. Now another unexpected realization is beginning to unfold. Your soulmate senses that this story is moving faster than they ever imagined, even though nothing dramatic has happened on the outside. The biggest changes are taking place within their own heart. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They suddenly understand that they are no longer afraid of what they might discover about you, they are afraid of never discovering it at all. That difference changes everything. They no longer see you as a passing thought but as someone whose presence has awakened hope they believed had disappeared. They catch themselves smiling without realizing it, losing track of conversations because your memory quietly interrupts them, and imagining a future they never allowed themselves to picture before today. Yet the greatest surprise has not arrived. Just when they believe they finally understand why you have become impossible to forget, another hidden piece of the puzzle is about to appear. It is a discovery so unexpected that it will force them to look back at every thought, every feeling, and every moment from today with completely different eyes. And when that hidden truth finally reaches them, they will realize that the small detail they noticed was never the destination. It was only the first whisper of a much bigger story waiting to unfold. What happens next catches your soulmate completely off guard. They wake up believing the thoughts about you will finally fade, yet the opposite happens. The feeling grows stronger, calmer, and far more impossible to ignore. Don't skip, because this is where the hidden meaning begins to reveal itself. They start noticing that every time they think about the tiny detail they discovered, another piece of your character quietly falls into place inside their imagination. It is as though their heart is building a picture that their eyes have never fully seen. They no longer wonder whether you are interesting, they wonder how they could have overlooked someone whose quiet qualities carry so much depth. Every distraction fails. Every attempt to focus somewhere else circles back to you. Even in moments when everything around them is busy, your memory enters with complete silence and somehow becomes the loudest thought in the room. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are beginning to understand that some people arrive in life with noise, while others arrive with peace, and peace is much harder to forget. That realization changes the rhythm of their entire day. Instead of chasing answers, they begin protecting the questions, hoping those questions will eventually lead them closer to you. For the first time, they stop asking, "Why can't I stop thinking about this person?" and begin asking, "What if these thoughts are preparing me for something I never expected?" Another unexpected moment follows almost immediately. Without planning it, your soulmate starts comparing every new person they meet with the feeling your small detail created inside them. Nobody seems to leave the same impression. Nobody creates the same quiet certainty. Don't skip, because the biggest emotional shift is happening right now. They realize that what touched their heart wasn't excitement that disappears overnight. It was a rare sense of comfort that stayed long after the moment had passed. That comfort becomes impossible to replace. They begin imagining conversations where they can finally ask you the questions that have been filling their mind since today. They wonder what makes you smile when nobody is watching, what dreams you refuse to give up on, and what stories you carry without ever speaking aloud. Those thoughts no longer feel like imagination, they feel like unfinished chapters waiting to be opened. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Deep inside, they have already accepted one truth they never thought they would admit. Meeting you, learning about you, and understanding you suddenly feels more important than proving themselves right. Their heart has quietly chosen curiosity over fear, and once that happens, there is no easy way to return to the life they were living before this unexpected discovery. Now everything begins moving toward a moment neither of you can yet see. Your soulmate senses that the tiny detail they noticed today was never meant to remain just another memory. It was the beginning of a chain of events that continues unfolding with every passing hour. Don't skip, because the next revelation is the one they will remember for years. They are no longer waiting for another coincidence. Instead, they are preparing themselves for the possibility that your paths were always meant to cross in a deeper way than they first imagined. Every quiet moment strengthens that feeling until it becomes impossible to dismiss. They realize that the person occupying their thoughts is not there because of one small detail anymore. That detail simply opened a door, and behind it they discovered admiration, curiosity, hope, and a connection they never expected to feel. Yet the story still holds its greatest surprise. Very soon, something completely unexpected will make your soulmate realize that the detail they uncovered today was only the first clue. Because another hidden truth about you is about to surface, and when they finally discover it, they will understand that their heart started this journey long before their mind ever realized what was happening. My beloved child, the moment your soulmate accepts that these feelings are real, everything around them begins to look different. The world has not changed, but the way they see it certainly has. Don't skip, because this is where the hidden connection becomes impossible to ignore. They find themselves searching for meaning in ordinary moments, wondering whether every unexpected coincidence is quietly leading them toward you. The tiny detail they learned about you no longer feels like a random discovery, it feels like the first clue in a much larger story that has been unfolding without either of you realizing it. Every quiet evening, every peaceful morning, and every empty moment now carries the same question in their heart. Who is this person, and why do they feel so familiar? The answer never arrives all at once. Instead, it reveals itself little by little, making the mystery even more powerful. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate begins remembering things they once ignored, small moments, forgotten conversations, and unexpected signs that suddenly seem connected. They realize that this wasn't a feeling created in a single day. Today's discovery simply awakened emotions that had been waiting beneath the surface for much longer. The more they reflect, the clearer everything becomes. They no longer believe you appeared in their thoughts by chance. Deep inside, they are beginning to feel that your story entered their life exactly when it was meant to, and that realization fills them with both excitement and quiet anticipation. As these thoughts continue growing, your soulmate reaches a point where silence is no longer enough. They don't necessarily know what to do next, but they know they cannot pretend nothing has changed. Don't skip, because the next realization is unlike anything they expected. They begin imagining what would happen if they actually had the opportunity to know you better. Instead of fear, they feel peace. Instead of uncertainty, they feel curiosity. That alone surprises them more than anything else. They have experienced attraction before, but this feels different. This isn't about chasing a perfect fantasy. It is about discovering someone whose smallest qualities have already made a lasting impression. They start believing that the strongest connections often begin quietly, without dramatic entrances or impossible promises. One honest detail has already accomplished what countless grand gestures never could, it made them genuinely care. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They realize that every attempt to ignore these feelings has only made them stronger. The more they resist, the more your memory returns with greater clarity. Even during their busiest moments, they suddenly catch themselves wondering what you're doing, what you're thinking, and whether somehow, somewhere, your heart is also moving toward a new chapter without realizing it. Now the story reaches another unforgettable turning point. Your soulmate finally understands that today's discovery was never about learning one small fact about you. It was about discovering a new version of themselves, a version that believes meaningful connections still exist. Don't skip, because the biggest revelation is closer than ever.